Okay.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend. The sun is finally shining.
Morning.
The rain has dissipated for now, but I heard another storm's coming in. Anyhow, without further ado, let's hand it over to our affiliate spotlight. Our affiliate spotlight today, I think, is Sandy, right, Sandy?
Sure thing. I'm ready if you're ready. Hold on. So I actually have, hi everyone, Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. I hope you all had a fabulous weekend. I spent last week in San Antonio, Texas. My middle son finished basic training for Space Force. So we went to his graduation. Could not be prouder. I am now a military mom. So go team. Anyway, so I have big stuff to share for home warranty. Generally speaking, you know, you have a home warranty, you have an appliance, we fix it. If we can't fix it, we get you a new appliance. That's how home warranty works. I have a brand new washing machine I just got on Saturday because they couldn't fix mine. That's how it works. But what about those people who are like, yeah, you know what? I really like my washing machine, but I want to upgrade. I want a Speed Queen. Or you know what? I'm remodeling my kitchen. I want all new appliances, but none of them are broken. In the past, we've always said, oh, well, too bad, so sad. That's not how home warranty works. Except for now it does. So regardless if you have a failed appliance or if you want to upgrade your appliance, First American Home Warranty will now offer you discounts up to 40% off on Electrolux and Frigidaire. I'm not sure what the saving is on GE, probably not quite 40% because we get a really big discount on that. So somewhere between 20 and 30% off the GE appliances. So this is huge for homeowners. They can now benefit from our tremendous buying power and upgrade what we're offering them to something nicer, something better than they currently have, or just remodeling and they want new appliances. We're there for them. As long as they have a First American Home Warranty, they can benefit from this. So that's something that's huge and that's different. And we are so excited to launch this. And we're launching it in California first because that's where all the big stuff happens first, is in California. So now when you talk to your clients, it's not only just, yeah, if it breaks, we're there to fix it or replace it. But, you know, if you really want to remodel or you want to upgrade, First American has your back and we can do that for you. So I'll send Ruben a flyer on this so that we can make sure that we share it with all of our First American members or contract holders, however you want to call it that. But we are super excited about this. This has been a couple of years in the making. They did it a long time ago, like 20 years ago when I first started, this was a thing. And then it went away for legal reasons. And now it's back. And homeowners will truly benefit from this. And they should really take advantage of it because our discounts can be quite significant off retail. So there you go. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Spread and joy.
All right, Sandy, thank you. Let's hand it over to Nicole. Nicole, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Nicole Menard, Fidelity National Title. So it's tax time, as we all know, not just property taxes, but personal taxes. So it's a good time for you to reach out to your clients if they've recently closed a transaction with you in the last year, to remind them to pull a copy of their closing statement. This way they can provide this to their CPA. There might be items there that they can use as write-offs. So just wanted to pass that along. And are you front loading your marketing right now? If not, you're missing out. As we know, we're going to be heading into election year. And if you're not front loading your marketing, you're going to get pushed out. And the noise is going to come in with all of the elections getting in the way. So take advantage of the time that you have right now. If you'd like assistance, give me a call. I'm here to help. Nicole Menard, Fidelity National Title. And when you're writing up your contracts, remember to specify Nicole and Yvonne Fidelity. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for the opportunity to join you. Have a great week.
Thanks, Nicole. Let's move to Glen Oaks Escrow. Good morning. How are you? You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
Hi, good morning, Coldwell Banker, Jacqueline and Betty, but she's currently on the phone right now. So it's just me today. And just wanted to let you know that we're here to help you. And I'm a certified escrow officer, which means that, I have to keep up my units and go to like these dinner meetings for the escrow association. So just last month, we went to a dinner meeting regarding City of Los Angeles, AB 38. We do have a contact there to request for clearance to make sure that the property is free and clear of like all the brush and that there's no money due for that current year. So we are very familiar with closing properties in the city of Los Angeles within the high fire severity zone. So please reach out to us if you have any questions. We're happy to help at Glen Oaks Escrow, San Marino, Betty, and Jacqueline. Thank you.
Great, thank you for that. Let's move on to insurance. Keaton, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know what's happening with my video. I wasn't able to troubleshoot, so you won't be able to see me this morning, unfortunately. But anyways, as far as success has been going, a lot of commercial property has been really good for me. I haven't really run into any issues. However, commercial habitational insurance has been getting more and more difficult. So that's going to be your apartment buildings, condos, multifamily homes. This can be an opportunity for y'all to churn your book of business. If you have previous clients that bought an apartment complex or any other type, they're likely having issues with either, large premium increases, or non-renewals. And they might not know what to do or where to go. So if you reach out to them and find out what, that they are having issues, point them in my direction. This will make you look good to your clients. You'll be seen as more than just a realtor, but, you'll be seen as a problem solver. So let's work together. All right. Thank you, guys. And I appreciate your time.
All right, thanks. That's Keaton with Greyhawk Insurance. Let's go to home warranty. Unita, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, everyone. Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America, the 13 months home warranty. Just want to say have a great morning. And if you guys do need any home warranty, please reach out to me. Still 13 months home warranty. And we're here to help. And thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you.
Unita, you have a lunch and learn coming up, huh?
Yes, I do. I have a lunch and learn coming up on Wednesday. So please come by and then we will be there. And then we will also provide lunch for everybody. Thank you.
All right. All right, let's move on to John Wax. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Ruben, Peter. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful team. I just want to let you know that it's a great time to reach out to your clients. This is when they're making decisions. The semesters are coming close to an end, and they either have to downsize or move. So this is a great time to reach out and let them know some tips and things and how the real estate market is, because it's still a great time to buy and sell real estate. Excuse me, I do want to remind you that the natural hazard disclosure reports are required on all sale of real property, residential, commercial, industrial, including vacant land and mobile homes. And I'm here to help you regarding that. Don't forget, we do have the property tax estimator to help you with your buyers to figure out supplemental taxes, because they want to know how they can afford the properties, and the free renters report for your leases. We do have special pricing for you, and your first one is half price. And my biggest tip to you is always wear your badges, have cards, pens, appropriate documents with you. Don't be a secret agent, because you never know where your next deal is coming from. Thank you so much and have a great meeting. Thank you. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Happy March.
Thanks, John. I believe that is the last of our affiliates. Yes, that's it. All right. With that, I'll hand it over to Doug for, actually, I have a couple of updates. Some birthday shout outs to Ali Young, Lucy Liu, Sherman Chang, Lee Chang, our very own Lee Chang here, and Maggie Chow. So happy birthday to you guys, okay? And then there are some class calendar reminders for this week. This Wednesday, as discussed by Unita, there's a lunch and learn at 1 p.m. in our Alhambra office. She's going to be going over everything you need to know on home warranty. This Thursday is our second brainstorming for the year. It's going to be in person only at our Alhambra office at 3 p.m. Okay, so that's 3 to 4 p.m. So that's a in-person session on brainstorming and collaboration. And then on Friday, we have a special training by Tracy Shaw, and she's going to go over all the new lending programs out there, the first-time home buyer program, and also an outlook at 2024 interest rates. Okay, she's going to be here in person this Friday, and she is going to be coming with some goodies. So try to make it in person. Okay. With that, they also want to remind people about the caravans that we still have going on, to stay focused, maintain your mindset. There is still business out there. 2024 can still be a very good year for you guys, despite the interest rates not coming down as we anticipated. Okay, that's about it. I'm going to hand it over to Doug so he can go over the Arcadia office business. Is Doug not with us today, Peter?
Oh, that's right. Doug is not going to be able to make it today.
Do you want to do the Arcadia business?
I don't have the information. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
no worries. So I'll just do the Alhambra business and hand it over to
Yeah,
you.
right.
All right, new listings for Alhambra. Nina Shu has another listing in that condo complex over in Monterey Park. So that's going for $723,000. Kevin Lee has a commercial listing for $3.5 million. It's in Downey. I believe I forgot what type of business it was. It's furniture store. So it's the business and the building. Shumei has two leases in City of Industry and a land lease. A land listing in Monterey Park at 1.6. Antonio Rodriguez has a residential property listed in Los Angeles for $550,000. Yes, they're still available at $550,000. And Richard Wang has a residential property just listed in Monrovia for $795,000. So congratulations to all those listing agents. Couple of new escrows. Nina Shu had put a condo in Monterey Park in escrow for $723,000. And Vei Ho has a commercial escrow at $4.3 million in Almani. So congratulations to those two. Peter, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Ruben. Good morning, co-banker George. I hope you had a nice weekend. I'm sure that you have heard about the Bernard versus the NAR, which they came back with a verdict of $1.7 billion against NAR and the other defendants. And this is a big deal for real estate industry. And even though it started from in Kansas, it has kind of moved to other states as well. And in California, there are already 3 copycat lawsuits on this, suing the big brokerage, real estate brokerages, and also NAR and CAR, and it's just the beginning. So a lot of people are worrying about that, which is well-deserved worry. But so the California California Association of Realtors has provided some guidelines whether as how the real estate brokers should handle that. Mainly, they have 3 recommendations. The first one is that they have to be very transparent about the transaction and all the deals that they do with the clients, and also they have to be make sure that the seller understand that they are not obligated to pay for the buyer's agent. In other words, they don't have to be automatically share. The listing agent doesn't have to be automatically share the commission with the buyer's agents. So now that there's totally up to the buyer and the seller to negotiate the commissions. And so they recommended, the California Association of Realtors recommended that we all use the buyer representation agreement, which is a BCBR, BRBC. I'm sorry, the form, the new forms that we have for the you know, for taking care of the commission issues. So a lot of agent has been asking me on that issues. How do they handle the BRBC? And so I'm going to share with you today, and you know, kind of a step by step how you approach that, so that you'll be well informed. So with that, I would like to share the screen and go right into the topic, how to present the buyer representation and broker compensation agreement, which is a BRBC, to the buyer. Now, this is something new since the October the 31st, 2023. It's not, I mean, I'm sorry, this is not something new. It has existed before, but after the lawsuit, it has become even more important that we will use this form to settle the issue of commissions. And this is a new form. It's kind of complicated form. Anytime that the CAR wants to provide a form for the agents, and it's also usually very comprehensive, and sometimes it's kind of intimidating because it takes a lot to go through all the details of the agreement, and it takes a little time to learn. You know, it can be a little bit intimidating, but don't get intimidated by it, because you know, and you know, if you do it methodically and then dissect it little by little, you can learn it. Everybody can learn it, and it can be after a while it can be easy to do. And if you have any problems at all, the CAR has a lot of resources which you can resort to, and you know, consult, or even you know, if you really have to talk to somebody, you can call the legal hotline and talk to the attorneys in the CR. And if everything fails, you can always call me or the managers, and we can walk you through with all the questions that you have. Okay, so first thing is that don't get intimidated. You know, it's pretty much manageable if you take time to learn about it. Okay. Now, the first question is that how do I ask the buyer to execute a BRBC? As you know, that the buyers are never used to having an agreement with the broker, because you know, and it's not necessary before, because the seller will pay for the buyer's agent for the commissions that they are entitled to earn. And it's given, you know, and this is stipulated in the MLS, and you know, sometimes even mentioned in the purchase agreement. So the buyer never had to do any contract with the buyer's agents, but now the situation is different, and you know, you should talk to the buyer about the BRBC. You should talk to the buyer about, you know, the situations that right now the sellers are not obligated to pay for their commission to the buyer's agent, and sometimes it's difficult to tell them, you know, because it's something new, and you know, you feel kind of embarrassed to ask a buyer for the compensation, but you shouldn't be, because you know, anytime somebody we ask a professional to rent the service, they have some kind of agreement, like, you know, you go to an attorney, you make a retainer agreement with the attorney before the attorney render you service, and so is the accountant and the architects, you know, or the builders. They have certain contracts that you made with them, so that there's a clear understanding of what kind of services that they provide for you, and how much you have to pay them, and how you're going to pay them. So and you being a real estate agent is also a professional. You know, you have all believe me, you know, if you're expected a lot of expertise, you know, in real estate transactions. Sometimes you have to know about the law, you have to know about the accounting, you have to know about you know, how the property management like and what the leasing is like. You know, you are very knowledgeable professional, you know, so your services are very important. You're very valuable to your clients. So naturally, that you deserve to have a contract and guarantee the payment when after the services are rendered. So, and also this is a good time for you to talk to the buyer about the property, about what kind of property you want, what the expectations is, and everything, you know, because buying a house is a big decision for them, you know. It's probably one of the biggest investment in the whole life. And so, you know, their expectation it has to be fulfilled. You know, in order to make a good client relationship. So you during the process you talk about what you expect and what the buyer expects, so that you have a clear understanding of each other's application to each other. So and also you can show them at this time, you can show them your expertise. You know, how what do you know about the real estate market? What do you know about the economy? What do you know about the you know, some kind of tax, you know, like for example, 1031 exchange and all those. Although you don't have to be an expert in 1030 exchange or legal or some kind of you know, like technical information like architectural designs and things like that. But you can you know, give them some idea, and so also direct them to the right directions. So this is a good time for you to discuss and so that you learn about your client, and your client learn about you, and so that you have a mutual trust for each other, and that will facilitate the transaction later on. So that is very important. So don't feel, you know, embarrassed or intimidated to ask the buyers to execute BRBC. Now, and how do I explain the buyer's obligation to pay for my service? Now, and you know, after you get an initial meeting with the client and tell them what kind of services you provide them, then comes the question of, hey, you know, how is the buyer obligated to pay for your services? And you can say that, well, right now, after the lawsuit, the seller is not obligated to pay for the buyer's commission. So being a buyer's agent, you expect the commission from the buyer, of course, from the buyer itself. And if there's some other sources of money that you can pay for the buyer's agent, and those can be offset by to offset the obligation of the buyer to pay for the buyer's broker or agent. So there's you know, options where the money is coming from to pay for the services. And in the BRBC, there are 3 options where the commission can come from. The first is that of course it comes 100% from the buyer himself. So if that's the case, then the buyer is obligated to pay the buyer's agents when the transaction is completed. And the second option is you put down 0 for the buyers to pay you a commission. Now this option is kind of you know, kind of I wouldn't say that dangerous, but this is you know, this is should be used for the last resort because you don't want to shut you know, shut off the source of support from the buyer himself, you know, because there's a lot of uncertainty in the transaction, and if the seller doesn't want to pay for anything or you don't get any other sources to pay for commission, then you know, and you're out of luck because the buyer is not going to pay you anything. So that this option you should think seriously before you put it down. And the third option is that you indicate a minimum amount of compensation that the buyer should give you, and then if any other combination of you know, source of other incomes, or not the income but the commissions that you get from the other sources, and that will come to reduce the obligation of the buyer to pay for you. So I think this, other than this first one, this will be the second option that you should choose. Then of course there's some other alternative to negotiate for different way to structure the payment for your services, and you can talk about it with your buyer, and as long as it is mutually agreeable between parties, that is okay. Now, then how do you handle the objection that, hey, you know, I don't want to sign this contract because I feel like you know, I'm being tied to this buyer representation contract? And then, you know, you can explain to them that, hey, you know, you're not totally tied up to it. You know, there are actually two options for the buyers to enter into agreement. The default agreement would be that non-exclusive representation, meaning that the buyers, you know, the buyers can have option to have another broker to represent him from a different property or different address or different kind of transaction. It's not obligated obligated to you to find the properties. So that's the default provision in the BRBC. Now there's also, you know, if the buyers totally trust you, and then the buyers want to make sure that you get a commission, whether or not they get directly involved with finding the property, as long as the buyer buys the property or finds the property, you're obligated to get the commission. Then that is called the exclusive representation. So in other words, the agent will get the commission whether or not they get involved with that piece of property or not. But you can tell to them, hey, you know, this is optional for you. You don't have to upgrade the exclusive. And as a matter of fact, the default provision is the non-exclusive representation. And also the buyer has all the right to cancel the BRBC anytime they want by giving 30 days notice. You know, after that, the buyer doesn't have to be obligated to obligate the agent to find the property for him. But the property that the buyers has got involved in you know, trying to find the property for the buyer, those property is excluded. In other words, if later on they find out that the buyer wants to buy the property, that they fail to get you know, get the seller to sell it to them, and the buyer's agents has been working on the property for a while, then the buyer has to is obligated to pay for that the property's commission. Now then, and how do you discuss the possibility of the buyer requesting the seller to pay for the buyer's commission? for the buyer broker's commission under the BRBC. Of course, there's another way to skin the cat. The buyer can always stipulate the amount of the commissions that the seller is obligated to pay for the buyer's agent. It can be stipulated in the RPA, and there's a section that you can put certain amount of different amount of a certain amount other than what is promised in the MLS. So there's a lot of way to handle this, and maybe this is the easiest way for the buyers to get the commission, because the buyers requires the seller to pay for the buyer as far as commission is concerned. So there's many ways to skin the cat, as long as you do it properly, and you have transparency. Make sure that everybody understand the application, and make sure that it's properly stated and stipulated. That is fine. Well, other than the BRBC, there are other forms that works in conjunction with the BRBC. There are 5 forms that serve that purpose. The first one is the notice of the brokers of involved property. Now, this is the form that you have to use if you have been working on the property, and on a lot of properties, and then the buyer has not decided which property to offer or to buy, and later on they switch the broker and find another broker to represent them. And this is a form that you have to tell the buyer, hey, this is the property I have been working on. So if you decided to buy the property, one of these properties, you have to pay me the commission. So that is very important before you cancel the BRBC or any contract with the buyer. You use this notice of buyers who involve property and give it to the buyer, especially when the BRBC is non-exclusive. Okay, so then because you don't want to waste your time and waste so much time and trying to find a property for the buyer, and then the buyer end up with another agent, okay, and you're short of the commissions that you deserve. So you don't want to do that, right? So this is an important form to use. And the second one is the cancellation of buyer's representation, which I mentioned that you can always cancel the BRBC by giving 30 days notice. And this is the form that you should use when you try to cancel it prior to the scheduled termination date. And the third item is the anticipated broker's compensation disclosure, which is ABCD. And this will tell you exactly what the broker's compensation is coming from other sources, from the MLS, and then from the seller. So this will give you good indications of all the sources of commissions that the buyer's brokers is entitled to. The fourth form is the buyer's transaction advisory, which is BTA, and this is the additional form to inform the buyer of the duties and responsibility, as well as the service that you and will or will not perform by you, and this is just a disclosure that give you a clear understanding of services rendered and the amount that you should receive, and this for transparency, then everybody will understand transparent about the situation with this transaction. And the last form is the seller's payment to buyer's broker, which is SPBB, and this is the form that if the seller decided to give a payment in addition to the MLS promised by the MLS promised by the seller, And if the seller will pay additional commission to the buyer, this is the form to use. So so it's really not that hard. You know, you have the main form, the BRBC, and you have the 5 other accessory forms that you can use in different situations, and that can satisfy your duty of being transparent, and also you know, mitigate the chances of being sued. You know, because being sued is no happy thing. You know, and it's no joke either. You know. Another thing is that if you are being sued for antitrust and this kind of lawsuit, the E&O insurance will not kick in to pay for your defense. You know, you have to find a lawyer to defend yourself, and that can be very expensive. So don't get into any trouble with this antitrust lawsuit. You know, because especially when they allege that you're fixing the price, which is antitrust. You know, so if you force the seller to pay for the buyer's agent, and then they find out that you have not told them that it is just an option, it's not a requirement, and then they pay for it, and later on they said, oh, you know, I paid too much for the commission, I could have saved half of the expenses, and they sue you. Good luck, you know, you have to get your own attorney and defend yourself, and that's even though you know, it might not be a large compensation and then, you know, in the verdict, but that just defending your lawsuit, it can be very expensive, you know. So easily cost you $50,000 to $100,000 just to defend the lawsuit. So don't get in trouble. And as I said, just follow the advisory of CAR, and try to be careful and try to be transparent, and make sure that the seller really understand that they're paying for the buyer's agent is totally optional. Okay, so that's all I have to share with you today regarding how to present the BRBC. If there's any question, please ask me now. I know I have gotten a lot of questions on this subject, so you know, if you have questions, please ask me. Hey, Jeffrey, what's up? Jeffrey, you have a question?
No.
Oh, you.
Great,
Oh,
yeah, great
okay.
presentation.
Oh, yeah, okay,
That's
thank
my
you.
comment. Great. Thank you for the information.
Sure.
Great.
Any question from anybody?
Yes, Peter.
Steve
Hi, this
Franco.
is Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah, regarding the BTC and SPBB, are those forms only apply on the BRBC only, or are those 2 forms it can also apply to the normal transaction?
Those are accessory forms that to be used conjunction with the BRBC. Yes.
Yeah, but you know, if you look at what the language on the BTC and SPBB, seems it is also can be applied to the normal purchase. Am I right?
I mean, you could, but you know, since if you want to make it complete, you know, you should use a BRBC. You should use BRBC more often than.
No, that is
just to be safe, you know.
Yeah, maybe
safe.
it's a good idea, you know, incorporate that inside our template.
Yeah,
just for these two. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Franco, you have a question?
I had a statement that I ran into 30-something years ago. Somebody said it was on a contract that you were going to get 2.5% of the listing broker's commission.
Mm-hmm.
And so I agreed to it. And then I found out that the guy was only going to give me 2.5% of what he got. If he got $100,000, I was going to get 2.5% of that, not 50-50. So be careful. Even in the contract, it doesn't
No,
say
yeah, you should be the 2%, but
of the listing broker's commission. It only says,
no, that's wrong. That's not 2%. It should be, yes, if it's 2.5%, and then, if the seller gives 5%, that's 50% of the listing broker's commission.
but you have to be careful,
Yeah,
is what I'm
yes,
saying, of
definitely.
what other broker puts on the contract.
Right.
You're
I
writing him,
agree.
he's gonna say, I'm gonna give you 2.5% of my commission. Well, you better be careful.
Yeah, that's true.
There are people in the world that do that.
Yeah,
Sorry to say.
I hear you. Yeah, you should always say that's 2.5% of the purchase price,
Right.
not what,
Okay.
not what the commission there for the listing broker.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yes.
Yeah, this is advice from my attorney long time ago. He always say, okay, I'll give you 5%. Then the next question you should ask is 5% of what?
What? Yeah. Yes, that's right. That's true.
I'm not the only one.
What? Franco, you have to unmute yourself.
I'm not the only one. See, even Steve had that question
Yeah.
or a reaction to that.
Now
Yeah.
that is the advice from my attorney a long time ago when we are doing some kind of entitlement project.
Okay.
Hi, Peter. This is Buddy.
Hi, buddy.
I got a question about that BRBC. I'm working right now on a buyer. We submitted an offer, but I didn't include the BRBC.
Okay.
Anyway, but I marked the section where the seller's is going to pay a broker's fee. There's an item on the CAR on that.
Uh-huh.
Now, my question is down the line. Since we do exchange papers with the clients electronically for e-signatures.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can we just include the BRBC in the package? And as we forward it to the buyers to the buyers, we tell them, hey, this is your offer package for your review, comments and or approval, and so they have several days to go over that document.
Yeah.
The package.
Uh-huh.
Now, at the end of it, the buyer signs everything, initials everything.
Okay.
So without explaining to them about the terms of the BRBC, but it's already there, the package. So
No,
does that constitute?
you should always explain everything that you present to the buyer. Make sure they understand what they are signing.
Yes, we explain the documents to them, but the thing, I think it's human nature that most of these buyers, they may think that you're listening to what you're saying, but it just passes through their ears without really comprehending what you're saying.
Yeah, well, it happens, but then it's your duty to make sure they understand it before they sign it.
Right, that's why you send the documents to them
that's
days
your
ahead.
duty. Huh?
You send the documents to them way ahead for them to review.
Yeah, you could.
And then if they have any comments, you tell them, hey, you call me if you have any questions, any comments.
That's the proper way to handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you agree to all of the attachments, then sign it.
Yes, right. You're right.
And now, so that is the cover letter of your package.
Yeah.
Eventually, the buyer signs all the package, all the documents in that package.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that they accept everything.
Yes. Yeah. If they sign it, they accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, sure. All right, any more questions? If not, oh, by the way, I have a question. Yeah, go ahead.
For the BRPC, I believe in the form there's a paragraph that's saying that when the buyer signed that, we have to prove that or show a proof later on in order to claim the commission that we are showing or actively showing that property to the buyer. right?
Mhm.
So in order for that proof, in order to have that proof, can we just use like text message, that conversation showing
Yeah.
that we scheduling a
Sure.
showing?
Sure, yeah, you can do that as long as it's written, you know, you have somewhere written and you agree to it. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
Mm.
Thanks.
Sure. Oh, before I forget, you know, on Friday, I sent out an email to everybody saying that the home office is going to sunset the Outlook email at the end of April. So, you know, if you want to have your Outlook email forward to your, you know, preferred email address, you have to do it. You know, before April 30th, 2024. And it's a pretty easy process to do. And also you have the option to save all the data in Outlook into the website. I mean, not website, the email address. For example, the Gmail. You know, so in other words, migrate all the data from Outlook to Gmail. Okay, so if you have any question, either let me know, let the manager know, or let the home office people know. Okay, this is a very important thing that you have to do before it's sunset. Okay, any more questions? All right, back to you, Ruben.
That's all we have. Peter, the floor
Okay.
is yours. Yeah.
Oh,
we can
that's
end the
good
session.
timing. All right.
Bye,
So
everybody.
if there's any
Bye, everyone.
question,
Have a great week.
okay.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody
Thank
have a
you.
great week.
I'm here
Bye-bye.
for you.
Bye.
Bye.